And we're going to get to these Houston Rockets. It's draining as it is to talk about these Houston Rockets. And I'm talking about draining. When we heard KD was going to be out of game 1, the first thing I thought about was, okay, it's kind of house money. You're really not expected to win this game 1 with KD out. But if you find a way to go in LA and sneak out this win, oh man, it's going to put you in the driver's seat. No single person stood out on offense besides that little small flurry of KD going 5 for 5. And then they cut his water off and you haven't heard anything else from him. The frustration thing about this game is the key guys that you expect to step up and make plays for your ball team. No show. No show at all. Then the defense took a while to even figure out what was going on. It was about a few sequences where we had great defense. They were playing good in some stretches, but overall the defense was piss poor. Poor. Almost as worse as the offense that couldn't even muster up 100 points in this game. You're not going to win in the playoffs, the NBA, any competition in the professional league scoring under 100 points. The Houston Rockets had every chance to fix this problem as soon as they heard Fred VanVleet was going to be out for the season. What the front office do? What Raphael Stone do? They sat back. They want to do a patch-up job. They already told us that this season is a wash. We're not going for a championship now. We're going to try to compete in the playoffs and see how far we can go. But for us winning a championship, it's not going to happen. That's exactly what you're getting right now. This is the effort you're getting right now. Unfortunately, it's more piss poor than that. Because you got all-stars out there that are not coming through. Because I'm going to sit here and tell you, I'm not shocked at Alfred Sengun's performance. I'm not shocked that they can't find anything on offense. I'm not shocked that everybody out there looks lost. I'm not shocked that you could go 2 to 3 minutes without finding any offense from anybody, anywhere. I'm not shocked that you're getting lost on defense. And you got LeBron James at 41 years old dictating, facilitating their offense, and is working crisp to the T. It doesn't matter that Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are out. You know why? They got imposters. You got Marcus Smart out there imposturing as Luka Doncic. You got Luke Kennard out there imposturing Austin Reeves. When you're getting their production from these guys, they never left. You're going to go out there and get burned by Marcus Smart, who first came into this league as a defender. Known defender. He goes out there and tortures you. Tortures you like he's a go-to guy. Yeah, like he's a go-to guy. What did he score? Marcus Smart. 25 points. 8 for 13 from the field. 5 for 7 on the three-pointers. 4 for 5 from the free throw line. It didn't stop there. Rui was 3 for 6. LeBron James 2 for 5. They were hitting their threes. You can't have Luke Kennard score 23 points. I'm sorry. In any ball game that you play, Luke Kennard shouldn't be scoring no 23 points. I can go out there right now and guard Luke Kennard, and he wouldn't score no 23 points. Look at me like I'm crazy if you want. I don't care. Look at me like you're crazy if you want. I'm telling you what I know. When you allow these role players to dictate and do what they want to do, you're in trouble. Houston Rockets are possibly, I don't want to say they're going to get swept. I'm going to give them a game. And they could easily go back home and grab 2 and tie this series all up. But what this already told me in this series, Rockets ain't winning this series. Whatever happens, it can go to game 7. Whatever happens in this series now, they're not going to win it. They already done woke up the Lakers. Lakers believe now. You got role players out there believing they can go out there and take it. Guys who are not even used to the ball in their hands on a 24/7 basis. You got them with confidence now. You're in a hill of beans. You're in a hill of beans without a spoon.
Oh, that's not good.
Alperen Sengun is messing himself out of great opportunities. Who want to trade for him now with these type of performances in the playoffs? This ain't all on Alperen Sengun. I'm just calling it out. Look at KD coming back. Started off hot. Next thing you know, he got turnovers everywhere. Careless. You're guiding a peewee league. That's what it seems watching these Rockets. Can they dribble the ball? Can they dribble the ball without losing it, turning it over? Can they hit their free throws? Can they rebound? Can they get the ball across half court? You have to guide step by step with these guys. 9 turnovers for KD. When he first started out, we thought he was a savior. We was like, man, he's back. He's back. Then he disappeared. Everybody on the Houston Rockets have underperformed in game 2 completely. You didn't get nothing from your All-Stars. Now you're searching. You're throwing out anything. You're pulling guys with 3 minutes time and trying to roll with something else. You, my guy, is going to be on the hot seat. To me, you're already on the hot seat, but the Rockets not going to do anything with you. You're going to come back next season. You're going to come back next season. And maybe the year after that, they might bring you back. But what I'm saying is, you're not going to be a staple in Houston. You're not going to bring a championship to Houston before your departure. That's going to happen. You better get you an offensive specialist on the sideline. You better do something quick, because your defensive specialist degree, it ain't panning out. They're getting scored all over on. When you allow role players to go off like superstars, something's wrong with your defense. Marcus Smart shouldn't be scoring 25, 30 points. Newsflash. Luke Kennard shouldn't be this new coming of Larry Bird. That shouldn't happen. Houston Rockets got a lot of issues. And they're not going to be fixed overnight, because you know why? This has been happening all season long. Same stuff, man. You don't even want to talk about it. The same stuff. Down 0-2 to Los Angeles Lakers. First game, kind of understood you didn't have KD. You didn't have him.
Excuse me, boss. You have a text message.
You put up a little fight, but you still didn't look good throughout that whole game. It's the same stuff throughout the whole season. You go in there, you sneak game 1, a whole lot of praise. KD comes back in game 2. You know, you're putting all this in your head. None of it panned out. You look terrible in game 1. You come back with KD thinking things are going to change offensively. He showed out for a good spurt of 3 to 4 minutes, hitting shots, 5 for 5 at one point. After that, he disappeared. LA made an adjustment. They figured they're just going to double team him every time. And we start looking good off of some back action passes. You know what I mean? People trying to get the ball, do something with it. The only problem is you're missing layups. You're missing jump shots. You're not going to win in this league. You can't make buckets. This team is offensively limited. And it's no shock. It's no joke. We've seen this all year long. Alperen Sengun. Once again, I can talk about you all day long. What is it going to do? What is it going to do? 2 games in a row. No show. I done seen more layups missed. Not only from Alperen Sengun, just for the team and collective, than you can see all year from other teams. Just bunnies, man. Just missing easy layups. My problem is you're not going to the basket enough with force as a team, not just one individual. Alper Sengun got his own things going on where he just does not go strong to the hole. He do a lot of flip shots instead of going into guys. If he went into guys, he'll get to the free throw line more often. He'll catch himself a rhythm. He'll get those big guys in foul trouble. You get Aiden out of there. A lot of things can change up on that defensive side for them. But you got to go to it. You got to grab the bull by the horns, right? You have to be that bulldog. Alper Sengun is trying to finesse his way into a good game. You can't do that. Not in the playoffs. Not with these flip shots. These fadeaways. Can't do that. You got to go to the action. Very frustrating. Who would want to trade for Alper Sengun right now? Anybody want to raise their hands? Who would trade for Alper Sengun right now? And this guy's supposed to be an all-star. No show. And his confidence is blown. You see that through his body language and looking at his eyes throughout the game. Nobody showed up for the Houston Rockets. You got Kevin Durant turning the ball over like it's some hamburger meat. You got Alper Sengun playing soft. You got outside shooters that can't even shoot themselves in the foot. They're missing bunnies throughout the lane. They're missing defensive assignments. They had a few stretches where the defense looked good. Okay? They look good on a few stretches. Then they break down again. You continuously to miss shots. What's going to happen on the defensive end? It's going to lack. You're not going to move as quick. You're not going to be enthusiastic to play defense when you're missing shots. Well, KD shot. Only 12 shots? That's not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. And I'm not going to sit here and say he didn't unload the clip because the Lakers made sure to get the ball out of his hands and it was double teamed. If he'd have shot almost every time he had the ball with people pressing him and double team, it looked like bad shots. Been air balls. It'd have been a blowout. Completely a blowout if that was going to happen. So he had to try to make the plays on the backside. But you don't have knockdown shooters. I'm telling you, the starting lineup that I would go with in Game 3, you ain't got nothing to lose at this point but a series, which everybody already expected, and an offensive strategy that hasn't worked all year long. I'm going with Alper Sengun. And as hard as it is for me to say for Alper Sengun to be in there, you got to put him in there. Alper Sengun, all right? Jabari Smith, who's going to have to take the bull by the horns himself and start being more aggressive on his shot, driving more, getting through the lane, pulling that trigger, not waiting for anybody. All right? I'm going with KD, obviously. Obviously. Then I'm going with Amen Thompson, and then I'm having Aaron Holiday at the point guard. Aaron Holiday at the point guard, Thompson at 2, KD at 3, Jabari at 4, Sengun at 5, and I'm rolling with it. You got to have somebody who can handle the ball a little bit under pressure. I have trust in Aaron Holiday. He needs to give him consistent minutes instead of pulling him out after he just goes for 0 for 3 and he just can't find no rhythm. I don't believe in that. He would have found a way. Let him work his way into it. Same as Reed Sheppard. Let him work his way into it. The only reason I'm not saying put Reed Sheppard in the starting lineup, obviously because of defensive situations, and I'm not saying Aaron Holiday. I won't say Drew Holiday so bad. I'm not even saying Aaron Holiday is a good defender. He's serviceable. He's going to fight. He's not going to give up that leverage like Reed Sheppard would. All right? And we're not just keeping Reed on the bench. He's going to get in the game. He's going to get in the game. But if you put Reed Sheppard out there, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Marcus Smart and these L.A. Lakers, their antennas are going to go up, and they're going to try to abuse him. Okay? They're going to go down low every time to Marcus Smart and put him in foul trouble and try to beat him up. Or have our defense scattering all over the place trying to cover up leaky holes, and those three-point shooters are going to knock them down. I'd rather Aaron Holiday out there trying to bulldog his way and do what he can with Marcus Smart. I would roll out that lineup. Tari Eason come off the bench. Reed Sheppard can come off the bench. Mix it from there. See how everybody's playing. But M.U. Doka, you got to get those rotations, man, and you got to stick with these guys even though they missed 2 or 3 shots in a row. You can't go out there just searching for stuff. It looks bad out there. This team do not look like a professional basketball team. They don't. They're letting the L.A. Lakers, without Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, go out there and look all world and serviceable and about to eliminate you in the first round. When there's no way in hell that the Lakers should be coming out of this series if Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves is not playing. There's no way. But you know how you can do that? When you shoot yourself in the foot. You can't handle the ball. You turn it over. You can't score at all. You're missing layups after layups. You're not covering anybody. Because if you allow these role players to go off, you're not covering anybody. You're not covering anybody. It's highly frustrating. It really is. It's highly frustrating. Rockets are cooked. They're cooked. I don't care if they come back in this series. The Houston Rockets, mark my words. I don't get no joy from saying this. It's just I know what I know. They're not winning the series, even if they come back to tie it up. It's not going to happen. Lakers are woke up. If you'd have came in this series and beat the Lakers down and let them know, no, you're not winning this, they'd have just folded and went back in their little huts and it'd have been over with. But they believe now. They really believe you're going to win this series, and they're going to do it. They're going to do it on account of y'all play. I don't care who's out there. Bring the effort, man. Bring the professionalism. Knock down your shots when you're supposed to knock down your shots. Make the layups. It's the playoffs. Go into guys. Don't fade away. Know your assignments. Get up into them. Make everything hard for them. Luke Kennard shouldn't be shooting these shots the way he's shooting them. Just all freely, willy-nilly. And that one he did off the quick turnaround and ball up, that was nice. And nothing you could do about that. That was nice. That's a dead-eye shooter right there. Where's Tari Eason? 10 points. He has to play a lot better. A lot better. And that 20 points by Alper Sengun and 11 rebounds, that's the fakest stat line that you can ever imagine or see. And that's why I say sometimes when you look at these stat sheets, they don't tell the true story. All right, they don't. You have to have watched the game, all right, to understand. Because anybody could have just looked at this stat sheet, didn't watch the game, and they just looked at the stat sheet and they like, oh, damn, Alper Sengun, 20 points, 11 rebounds. Not a bad game. He did pretty good. You know, don't know what happened with KD a little bit, but Alper Sengun, he bought it a little bit. No, he didn't bring it at all. That ain't nothing but a patch-up job when the game is about over anyway, and you just hanging out there picking up some loose change. That's all that is. That's all that is. To me, Alper Sengun would have been benched. If not the whole game, for an extended period of time until he got his head together, understand what's at stake, playoff basketball. But he put him back out there. He's a fragile mind and a fragile soul. He takes that very personally, and it would have broke him down. Shown that. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen in game 3. Role players going to be cooking. They're at home. Rims are friendly. Threes going to start dropping. Albert Sengun's going to find his game. He's going to have a good game. Rockets, I predict they're going to win game 3. I predict they're going to win game 3. Game 2, it's possible they can win 2 straight. It's very possible. That doesn't shock me. But what shocks me is coming into this playoff series, not seeming ready to me, still seeming lost offensively. Still having that gaze in your eyes. That's what's surprising. I know that you can go a stretch without scoring. I know you could turn over the basketball. I know that. I know Albert Sengun can have games where he don't show up at all. Or he's turning over the ball and missing bunnies. I know that. I know KD is loose with the basketball, can turn it over. Or he can have a bad shooting night. I know that. I just want the effort every time. And then work off of that and see what happens. So, even if they tie this series up, they're still going to lose it. And I'm not saying that because I'm salty. I'm saying that because that's basketball. That's what's been shown all year. And looking at the body language and the attitude of the Lakers. They're on high alert. They believe. That's the worst thing in the world. And as long as this thing gets stretched out, not saying Luka's coming back in this series or AR, which I think if the Lakers were down 0-2 and is going to game 3 and further along, they'll be rushing them back. It's a possibility they would have came back in this series then, facing elimination. Yeah, they could have came back. But now in the driver's seat, they can sit back and say, okay, see, that's going to be a rat race. Sit back, lick your wounds, get straight, 100%, then come back. They can afford to do that now. And the old Rockets, they'll be going fishing. They will be going fishing. It's sad. Those 2 games were sad. It was a pitiful crying shame. And like I said, it's not shocking what we've seen from this team. It's not. It's not. You thought they'll be a little more professional about it. You thought they can win game 2 for sure. Game 1, so-so. It was house money at that point without KD. I can understand that. But it'd been nice to sneak it out. All right? It'd been nice to sneak it out. But game 2, man, where's it at? He's back. I don't want to hear nothing about no knee injury. He looked good. He looked down. He almost looked like he didn't even have a knee injury, a contusion or whatever. He was coming off of it nice. So this is a front office problem. This is a coaching problem. This is a player problem. All right? Eventually, the door will be slammed on this series. And the Rockets won't be the one standing. Lakers will be moving on. And it's sad to say that, man. It's sad to say that. Only thing the Rockets can do right now is try to extend this series as far as they can. Give us some basketball, more basketball, right? This has been, but like I said, it's not gonna damper my playoffs because there's a lot of good teams out there, and I mean some series that just going back and forth, excitement, a lot of action in these playoffs. Not gonna let one series like this bring my playoffs down in the dumps. It's not going to happen. Because like I told you before, this is known. We've known this. Show us something else. And just like that friend that comes around that's always negative, talking about other people, bad energy, the Houston Rockets, don't come around me until you get your stuff together. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Go fix some stuff, all right? Get some act right. This ain't it. Bad energy. Bad energy. G.S.Q.H, man. Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Matter of fact, let's go over this. Raptors and the Cavaliers, all right? That's the other game that's 2-0 Cavs. 115 and 105 in game 2. Cavs over the Raptors. Then that Atlanta Hawks and that New York Knicks. Oh, man. Atlanta grabbing that one. Knicks better watch out. Knicks, do not play around with these Atlanta Hawks. I'm telling you right now, do not play around with these Atlanta Hawks. Because if you get snuffed, that'll be one of the terriblest series in New York history that you failed to come out of. It will go down in the books. Minnesota Timberwolves and the Denver Nuggets. That's a knockout, drag-out series right there. That one can go the distance, all the way to 7. That was going to be interesting. Stay tuned in on that one. Stay tuned in. Phoenix Suns and OKC. Is that going to be a sweep, folks? Y'all think that's going to be a sweep? You know what? I'm going to give the Suns one game. I'm not going to say a sweep. I'm going to give them one game. All right? And see how that works out. Stay tuned, but Houston Rockets, man, don't let them get you down. Don't let them ruin your playoffs. Too many great teams and great games and series that's going on right now. Do not allow the Houston Rockets to damper your playoff experience. All right? I had to wash my hands with it. We know what it is. All right? We're going to let them figure it out. They the ones who making all the money anyway. Let them figure it out. All right? But NBA playoffs, of course. G.S.Q.H, Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Once again, thanks for y'all time. And we up out of here. Peace.